All right, so we live. Give me a second. All right, we're gonna start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Hashem,
Yahweh,
Yahweh
Shai,
Shai,
Hashem,
Kodash. I say double honor to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone for teaching his word of truth and sincerity and for ruling well. And salutations to our fellow Akim across the four corners of the globe, preaching in the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And this is the brother Gabar Yahweh.
The brothers
God, and we're two of the brothers from GMS Hawaii. And we just got together real quick to do this sit down on the draft, man. Tonight's live lesson is entitled the draft is coming back, man. And it was inspired because today, the 3rd of January 2020, the year of prophecy, what all you saw was a whole bunch of memes about World War III and people basically panicking. You got Jakes out here talking about they're not going to go to war. They're going to find a way to get out. And you look at this generation now, they're not a fighting generation. The generations are old, like, World War I and World War II, or even a lot of Jakes that was in the Iraq war, including myself, which I didn't go for political reasons. I end up just happened to go to the war, man. I signed up to the military like a month before September 11th happened, but you had a lot of people signing up to go to war during that time because they thought it was a patriotic move. And you might get that same sentiment when this war fully breaks out. But a lot of those people that go to this war, a lot of those men that's going to die over there, and women, because you women getting drafted too, are going to be a lot of people that are drafted. Basically they're going because they of fighting age. And the draft age, I think I picked it up. Let me see if I can find it, because they had the draft age for America right now as it stands, because they could also move it up, but usually they want somebody in fighting shape and in a prime of their life. So the draft age, it says the Selective Service in 1948 enacted in June of that year created a new separate system, the basis for the modern system. All men 17 years and older had to register with the Selective Service. All men between the ages of 13 to 26 were eligible to be drafted for the service requirements. Okay, and that was in 1917. But let me see. Let's see if that changed. U.S. draft limit, age limit. So now it says right here, from 18 to 25 years old. What is the draft age? All men from 18 to 25 years old are required to register with the Selective Service system. Many young men check the box to register when getting a driver's license. Others sign up when applying for federal and student aid to attend college. And you don't really know that you're doing that. You just do it. But hey, look, that's the age, man. And that's the age for men and women, because women are going to be drafted in this new war, man. This last Third World War. You got a lot of people making jokes, and again, the reason why we did this, or this video was inspired, is because you saw a lot of that. You saw a lot of people making jokes about the Third World War. I was showing a brother a couple of videos that I had found on people making jokes about the war like this. Me and the boys, when we don't know how to use our kill streak in World War III. You got, hey, Iran, let's settle this old-fashioned way. You got niggas dancing, man, having a fucking dance off. He says, Army recruiter, what drugs have you done in the last year?
All of them.
And he says, you know what I'm saying? It is crazy because this generation love to do drugs, man. That's another thing too. A lot of y'all you think that your drug use is going to prevent you from going to war. Listen, the standard is going to be so low for draftees, man. They're going to take drug addicts, man. They're going to take drug addicts. They're going to take robbers, murderers, whatever they can take, because that's how many people are going to die in this third world war, man. And it's in the scriptures, man. You got it, brother.
Because remember that California forest fire, they started using prisoners to battle the fire. So why not do the same for a war, man?
Mm-hmm. They'll tell you, hey, you want to get out early, or you want to get some time knocked off, shaved off. They're gonna have a whole prison unit, man. Units of prisoners, man. And they just gonna mix them in. They don't care. That's what type of fight. That's where the type of wars come in, man. I'll keep playing this real little bit more.
It says his daughter in the building breaking down.
Me parachuting off a plane into the enemy's turf during World War III, which the enemy's turf is going to be all over, because World War III is not just going to affect these major countries like Iran, Israel, Russia. It's going to affect America too. So just because you ain't go to theater in World War III, don't mean you're not going to be involved in it, man. Because these Gurkha troopers, they're coming over here. Can you find that scripture where it says they shall not be able to pay them off with gold or silver, something like that? The brother said Hosea 4:6, Obadiah 1:18, Hosea 4:6 says, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power. Yeah, and I will forget thy children. And that's what happened, man. And a lot of you jigs, you're gonna die because you have lack of knowledge of Yahweh Shai. Had you turned back to Yahweh Shai, repentant, full, and sorrowful, Yahweh Shai would have had mercy on you, man. But a lot of you jakes, you want to do your own thing. You want to remain ignorant. Well, guess what? You niggas gonna die, man. And a lot of you want this system. You want America to continue and to thrive. So there is going to be an operation Get Behind the Darkies. And you jakes, man, you don't know that you're getting set up to ultimately be destroyed. Because when you go to this man's army, you're going to take the chip. But because you have a lack of knowledge of Yahweh Shema Shai, you're going to take that chip. You're going to take it.
And like the apostles, they push that the chip is going to come before before World War III anyways.
Yeah.
And they show you on movies like that one DC movie with Will Smith in it.
Oh yeah, what was it called?
Suicide Squad. Yeah, that's Suicide. What it was. They basically made the bad guys, slave through the RFID chip, and if they didn't fight, then they blew the shit up. Like the brother said, in World War II or in World War I, they had officers kill soldiers that didn't fight. So same thing, man. If you don't want to fight, you're going to be considered a domestic terrorist, and bam, right on the spot, blow the chip up.
What they call it? They call it something death. I forget what it's called. It begins with an M. The word begins with an M, but basically, a summary death, man. Yeah, summary death. So it's Isaiah 13:17. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Right, and that's right, because verse 18 says, their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces. They shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. So a lot of you women that's going to get knocked up to stop yourselves from going to the army, going to this military draft, being drafted into the Space Force, all that shit. Guess what? You're going to die anyway. Your kids going to be destroyed anyway, because it's not going to be an easy way for you to get out. Either way, you're going to lose, and again, these armies, they're not going to want silver or gold. They're just going to want blood, man. And so they're going to come to America, man, because traditionally these American wars are fought away from America. So your average everyday citizen, they don't really regard, what's going on, because it's not affecting them. They might got an extra job, or they might got some, extra time on some overtime. But outside of that, it don't really affect them. The Iraq War didn't affect them. World War I and World War II, it really didn't affect America. America got into World War II late. I don't even think they was in World War I. If they were, it was like it was a small role, man. It wasn't a big major role. Well, in World War III, can you get Revelation chapter 9? I'm sorry, Revelation chapter 11, verse 14, Baba Gasha. In World War III, it's going to be fought here in America. You got it, brother.
Revelation 11 and 14. It says, "The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly."
Right.
And
yeah, you got it, brother.
And the seventh angel sounded, and there were great voices in heaven, saying, "The kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of our Lord, and of his Mashiach, and he shall reign forever and ever."
God, yeah, and so the point was really in 14 is that the first woe is past, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe coming quickly, man. And that's what's about to happen, And again, this draft is coming back because the majority of the soldiers, but right now, the UK, America, they're really suffering from a lack of troops, man, because nobody wants to join the military. And on top of that, not only do they not want to join the military, a lot of these people, they're not fit for military service, man. Especially as young generation. Again, a lot of these youngsters, they got like felonies, like crazy violent felonies. A lot of these youngsters, they're on drugs. They're addicted to drugs. They're a lot of them are simple-minded. They're not in fighting shape. That's another reason why you're gonna lose this battle, man. Beyond the fact that Yahweh Shai is coming back himself to destroy all these armies, man. You got something, brother?
Yeah, I kind of wanted to start up a bit in Isaiah the 13th chapter.
Go ahead. You want me to? I'll open it up right here. Salakia.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Go ahead.
13 and and about I mean, you can really start from the
top.
Yeah.
God, this is Amos 3:1. The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amoz did see, lift up a banner upon a high mountain, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the nobles. Okay. I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones from mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness.
Yeah, because all these all these heathens are the Most High's tools for his weapons too, man. He's stirring up controversy. He's stirring up all these heathens against each other for war, man.
That's right. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of the nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts has mustered the hosts to the battle. They come from a far country and the end of heaven, even the Lord, and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land.
God.
Which is that? I'm sorry, you got it.
I was just gonna say that's pretty much self-explanatory, man.
God. And for y'all that don't understand it or that's new, those weapons of his indignation are those nuclear missiles, man. And the whole land that is coming to destroy is America. Because see, this Third World War, like I was showing a brother in a video, you got people talking about what they're going to tell their kids, what they're going to tell their kids after the Third World War, like it's going to be like the First World War and the Second World War was, and these other conflicts where you basically fought and you came back from those conflicts, man. He says, telling my grandkids what I did in World War III.
I hop out, I start shooting. Bow, 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 bow.
Yeah, that's not going to happen, man, because the whole land of America is going to be destroyed, man. Okay, so you're going to die either way. If you're on American soil, if you're not part of the elect, you're going to die. You're going to The Most High is going to destroy you with the weapons of his indignation, those nuclear missiles. And if you're in the Middle East fighting, guess what? You're going to die too. And the Lord's going to destroy all these armies, man. All the armies of the world are going to be destroyed when Yahweh Shai comes, man. You keep reading, brother.
Okay. Isaiah 13 and 6.
Okay, I'll keep reading.
Yeah.
It says, "Howl ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt."
Like the scriptures say, how the deliverance from the North Country is going to be greater than the deliverance from Egypt. And you had during the plague of darkness, you just had people dropping because they're so scared. Same thing when it comes to the Jacob's trouble and the the Third World Woe, World War III. All right, the battle of Jehoshaphat, which means a valley of judgment. All right, you're gonna have people just so scared, they're gonna be dropping.
That's right. That's right, man. And then a lot of them, like we were saying earlier, even with this Third World War, Jake is scared, man. You niggas will kill each other, man. But when you see some wild nation running towards you or from a distance popping you, or people standing next to you getting their head blown off, it's gonna be way different than being in the ghetto and you just ride in the car doing a drive-by, man. This is gonna be up close and personal, man. And like the brother said, on top of the fact Yahweh Shai is coming back, on top of the fact those missiles are going off, man. It says men's hearts shall melt, man. And they shall be afraid. Pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite ones where it says they shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth, man. Because when women are pregnant and they go into labor, they'll give them those painkiller shots or nerve blockers, and they still feel it, man. And they're crying, and for hours, man. And holding on to their stomachs, man. Same thing these men are going to be, the same ones making all these memes talking about this is what I'm going to tell my kids when after World War III is over, or making jokes about how, they're good at Call of Duty. So they're going to be good at, killing people when they get drafted, man.
For real.
They're going to be, scared shitless, man. They're going to be crying like little girls.
That's why the scripture says folly is set in great dignity, man.
Mm-hmm.
And the rich sit in low place, man, because right now this folly is being set in high dignity. Yeah, like we'll laugh at it, but really it's not funny. You got King distracting the Iranian soldiers as we sneak. I'm sorry. Yeah, King distracting the Iranian soldiers as we sneak into their base. You see? So even your military, and she's in the military, bro.
Yeah, this is before the draft, man.
Yeah, this is before the draft. You know what I'm saying? So how much more you women gonna pay? You through, man. All that women are strong as men, stronger. Women are the black woman is God and all this other shit. Guess what? That shit's gonna go out the window when you get drafted, man. It's gonna go out the window when all hell breaks loose. It's gonna go out the window when you gotta go down there and fight, man. You ain't gonna be shaking and twerking, man. These hoes gonna be getting raped. How about that? You bitches gonna be getting kidnapped, and it ain't gonna be like Jessica Lynch, where they send in special forces to come get you. Nah, they just gonna be on you. You're just gonna be out there. And yeah, she got kidnapped. That's it. They're not gonna set up spare no troops to go get you, man. And then you ain't even gotta worry about just foreign troops, man. You're gonna have to worry about the regular troops, man. Those guys, man. And one thing I know about war and how it affects women. And this was on a personal level because I witnessed it firsthand. Salakia, hold on, brother. Hold on. I witnessed it firsthand, bro. Is that war makes women scared and horny. For real, bruh. For real. When a bitch think that she about to die, yo, a lot of times the only thing she can think about is getting popped, man. You know? So that's gonna happen, man. You know, you're gonna have that, you're gonna have that going on, man. Because a lot of you women, because they don't allow the men to go on the economy and deal with the women of the other nations. So who do you think them dudes gonna be dealing with? They're just gonna be dealing with themselves? Nah, they're gonna be trying to deal with them soldiers. And that same chick Kima, who was shaking her ass, or Kim, whatever her name is, trying to what is it said? To distract the Iranian army, and they're not gonna be distracted by that. That bitch gonna get shot down, man. She gonna get trampled like the mire in the street, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she gonna get trampled like the mire in the street. But let me go back. Let me go back to that. You know. He said, me, when a person I'm standing beside is blown away in World War III. Yeah. Like, dang, for real, it's gonna be like that. It's gonna be like that for real, man. You know? You want me to keep reading Isaiah, bro? I had a real quick. I had a precept in Jeremiah 30:6. Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with a child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness.
Yeah, and that paleness isn't talking about, your shade, man. If you say someone looks pale, that means like, they, like if like today's terminology, they'll say, you look pale, like you just seen a ghost or something. They got that shook look on their face, man. That's what it means to look pale.
God, it says lividness, mildew, whether a person from fright. Right here, it says paleness, whether of a person from fright. So niggas gonna be so scared, and that's also going into Jacob's trouble too, because it says, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. Is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it." So even during the time of Jacob's trouble, this kind of action is gonna be happening, especially during war. You seen that little dude? He said, they said, me watching somebody get their head blown off standing next to me, and the little nigga was like, "Dang," you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it is. And I wanted to bring this word out because it's what Apostle Hart said, but it hit on point, because you know how Jake get. They want to wait to the last minute to worship the Lord, or when all hell breaks loose and they catching hell, then they want to worship the Lord, man.
Go ahead, Proverbs 4. See, niggas think everything's a joke until shit gets real, man. When shit gets real, you cannot.
Salakia, Esau fucking with the stream. Salakia. The hell is going on?
Esau's cut.
Yeah.
Proverbs 4. See, niggas.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Just all of a sudden now it ain't working. Nothing ain't working. Salakia, brother, just bear with me, man.
Okay.
Go ahead, Proverbs 4. See, niggas think everything's a joke until shit gets real, man. When shit gets real, you cannot turn around and say now you want to be an Israelite and you want to cram and all that.
Yeah, and that's right, man. Because niggas think everything's funny.
Go ahead, Proverbs 4. See, niggas think everything.
I don't know what's going on with the stream internet. All of a sudden it ain't working right. But anyway, you get the point, man. You get the message, man. Is that niggas think everything's a joke until it ain't funny no more, man. And even being an Israelite, Jake want to get down, want to get right when all hell breaks loose. Now I want to be an Israelite. And them teach me everything I need to know about being an Israelite. I got all the time now. Nah, man, it's too late, man. You got to go to them that sell, man. You're not gonna get none of our oil, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're not gonna get none of our oil because see, had you been a part of the truth, had you been worshiping Yahweh Shem Shai, this third world war, it wouldn't get you scared. So, like being the brothers, we not scared, man. We understand one that is going to happen. We understand right now, and this is not World War III. World War III has not started yet officially. You know what I mean? Even with all this drama with Iran and America, but you wouldn't know that if you would know that if you were a part of the truth, man. You would know that if you was calling on Yahweh Shem Shai, because the Lord said in Isaiah 30, Isaiah 33:6, it says, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time, and the strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure." Had you known to fear the Lord, you know, you know that one, this is not a joking matter, it's not a laughing matter, and that's the problem with this generation, man. Niggas are just, you know, everything's a game, everything's funny, everything's a joke. You know, there's a saying, everything's funny till it ain't funny no more, man.
Mm-hmm. Kind of the brother Tazakia Yahweh, he's posting the scriptures from Proverbs 1.
God.
That's the spirit, because I just had that pulled up too. But Proverbs 1:23, it says, "Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you." And he's been doing this, you know, through the apostles down onto the least brothers of Great Millstone, and even to these other camps, you know, that are still preaching in the name of Yahweh Shem Shai and according to the correct doctrine for years now. Verse 24, "Because I have called and ye refused, I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded." And that's what you see now, man. Just Jake, you know, not wanting to listen. Verse 25, "But ye have set at naught all my counsel, and would none of my reproof." Come. Now it is high time to awake out of sleep. Or sorry, verse 26, it says, "I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh." You know, because you're making light of the situation now. You know, making jokes about it now. But the Most High says, "I'm going to laugh at you when this day comes."
That's
You know,
right.
you don't want to take me seriously, you know, but once it hits on your head, man, you ain't going to be laughing so hard, you know?
That's right.
Like, it's, you know, there's a bunch of scriptures on, you know, crying now and laughing later.
Yeah.
It says, "When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you." It says, "Then shall they call upon me, but I will not hear, or I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me." Man, that's cold, bro. Because yeah, that's it. Judges 10:14. That's the spirit. It says, "Go and cry unto the gods which ye have chosen. Let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation." Because the Most High has done this before. You know, it's all throughout the scriptures over and over again. He'll send his prophets, try to warn them, and then, you know, they take advantage of his time of mercy. And then he's like, "All right, F it. You know, I'm going to let the enemy just F y'all up, man." He says, "Go and cry unto the gods and idols that you've chosen, man, because you wanted to take my word for a joke." It's deadly serious, man.
That's right.
What's this?
Yeah.
Proverbs. Oh, did you want to say something?
Oh, you got it, brother. You got it.
I was just going to read the scriptures that you were
Yeah, go ahead and read it.
You want me to start at 29?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Proverbs 1:29, "For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord."
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is, man. Because the only thing that's going to keep you safe and stable in these times, man, that are coming, is Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, his word, man. The knowledge and wisdom and understanding, you know. And you, Jakes, you hate knowledge, man. You know, you love wickedness, but you hate the knowledge of righteousness, man. And you didn't choose to fear the Lord, because the scripture says the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, man. It's the beginning of wisdom. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of the knowledge of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. You know, and if you fear the Lord, you're gonna do what's commanded of you to do. You know, if you don't fear him, you're gonna do everything that he is against, man. And right now, you see a lot of you jakes, you consume with folly and bullshit and wickedness, man. You know, and nobody's gonna feel sad for you when you get drafted. Nobody's gonna feel bad for you. Not at least not the men of the Lord. We're not gonna feel that way because we told you so, man. The biggest I told you so is coming to you live and direct, man. You know, and because you didn't choose to fear the Lord, he's gonna laugh at your calamity. He's gonna laugh when your desolation comes as a destruction, you know, as a whirlwind, because it's gonna come out of nowhere for Jake. Oh man, we were just chilling, and what the hell happened? Hey, look, a couple of days ago, you niggas was just partying and bullshitting, popping bottles, screaming Happy New Year's, and then not 48 hours later, man, Trump going to, you know, beefing with Iran, man, and getting you Jakes all excited. Social media, Twitter is going into Black Twitter went into an outrage today because they talking about getting drafted, you know. But like Apostle Tahar said,
Proverbs 4. See, niggas think everything's a joke until shit gets real, man. And when shit gets real, you cannot turn around and say now you want to be an Israelite and you want to cram and all that, man.
And that's right, man. You had an opportunity and you squandered it, man. Really, the Lord allowed you to squander it, man, because you didn't want to accept the truth while you had an opportunity. You didn't want to accept. You didn't want to be a part of this thing. You know, you started seeing persecution come. You was like, oh man, hell with that. Well, then now you out there, man. You know. You got anything else, brother?
Yeah, Khan. I was gonna get Joel, the 3rd chapter.
Yeah, I think hold on, brother. Go ahead and get it, brother.
Khan. Joel 3:9. It says, "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles: Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears."
Yeah, you hear. I'm sorry.
It says, "Let the weak say, I am strong."
And that's what these nations are saying. These weaker nations that were so-called weak economically and militarily, now they took all their money that they would use for their infrastructure, agriculture, to help their people. They taking it to arm up, man. North Korea, they say this guy Kim Jong-un, he's starving his people to get weapons, man. Why? And they're looking at America like, look, I'm strong. We got nuclear missiles too. They're buying nuclear missiles and technology from Russia. So hey, they're ready to go, man. Pakistan, India, Iran, you know, China. You know, a lot of these countries just a couple of decades ago were nothing. Now look at them. Go ahead.
It says, "Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Yep. Let the heathen be weakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat."
Yeah, which is in a Hebrew, that's Yahweh Shabbat. It's just the judgment. It's Yahweh's judgment, man, or the judgment of Yahweh. And that's what he's going to do with all these armies in the Middle East. He's going to judge you. Read verse 3, Baba Gashan.
Verse 3, Joel 3:3 says, "And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink."
Verse 2, Baba Gashan, Salaki.
Verse 2, "I will also gather all nations, and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people, and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations, and parted my land."
And that's the reason. That's a major reason why all you nations are going to get judged, man. It's not going to be one nation on this earth that's not going to be touched by this World War III. It's not going to be one nation that's not going to be touched by the judgment. That's not going to be touched by the judgment of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. The only ones that's going to get that pardon is the elect of Israel. That's it. Everybody else is judgment season, man. Especially for you nations. And he gave a few reasons why. One, because you scattered his people across the four corners of the earth. And two, you parted his land, man. When you go to Israel, what's going on? You got that male and female army there. And then there's a conscript army. Well, guess what? Like, y'all not the Lord's people, because the Lord's people wouldn't be doing nothing like that. Y'all living in that land. Y'all split it with them Arabs. Y'all fighting tooth and nail to expand settlements, all kinds of stuff, man. You parted that land. And you Edomites, you took the choices of that land, and then you gave the bad part of the land to them Arabs, man. So the Lord's he's going to judge all you nations, man. Roundabout. I wanted to get into this article real quick. I had a couple of articles. You done with that, brother? Con, this is from time.com, and this is posted October 10th, 2019. It says, why bringing back the draft could stop America's wars forever. I'm sorry, could stop America's forever wars. It says, around Memorial Day each year, I take my children to Arlington National Cemetery. I've got friends buried there, and I think the best way to tend to their memory is to tell my kids the stories about them. Who knows? Maybe when my kids are grown up, they'll pass some of those stories down to their own kids. I try not to take them to the Memorial Day itself, as it is packed. So usually we wind up there after school the week before. 2 years ago, on our visit, a detachment from the old guard, the ceremonial troops who worked at the Arlington, was lined up in formation behind riderless horses and Cassians. My kids asked me what was going on, and I explained that the soldiers were being prepared for a funeral. As I told this to my daughter, I caught myself staring across the Potomac toward downtown Washington, observing the indifferent afternoon hustle. A sadness came over me, but I was with my kids, so I shook it off. We visited a few more graves, and I told them a few more stories. Then we left. On the drive home, my daughter asked me if someday she would have to fight in a war. Only if you want to, kiddo. I answered, but could feel my response stick in my throat. I then glanced at the rearview mirror, and a little sliver of her face that was just her eyes, and I watched as she tried to understand the difference. In 2019 marks the first year someone born after 9/11 will be eligible to enlist in the armed forces to potentially serve in Afghanistan or another theater. In a global war on terror, never before in our history has any American been able to fight in a war that is older than they are. Currently, our civil military divided is arguably as wide as it has ever been. The burden of nearly 2 decades of war, nearly 7,000 dead, and more than 50,000 wounded has been largely sustained by 1% of our population. From the Somalia to Syria, American forces are engaged in combat. With recent military posturing against Iran, against North Korea, it is also easily to imagine a country sleepwalking into another major theater of war, which we were talking about, the Third World War. To avoid those outcomes of a major theater war, the continuance of our terror wars, the attendant loss of life, we must move the issue of war and peace from the periphery of our national discourse into the center. And the only way to do that is increasingly believed to reconsider the draft. Congress also has taken a renewed interest in the draft, having created in 2016 a bipartisan national commission, a military, national, and public services charge with 2 missions. The first is to determine whether the selective service registration requirement should be extended to include women. This in the light of the 2015 reforms that allow women unrestricted military service. The second is which unrestricted military service mean that women can fight on the front lines, man. You can fight in combat units, man, or you can join combat units and have to fight in them shits too. And I was in the army. Them combat units are nasty, man. Them Edomites that be sitting in them tanks, man. You talking about having a woman in a tank and they're gonna destroy her, man. You know what I'm saying? She got to be dirty. You want to be filthy. Oh, it's bad, man. She gets on a rag. It's going to be terrible, man. It's just the second is to explore whether the government should require all Americans to serve in some capacity as part of their civic duty and duration of that service. The commission is slated to submit these recommendations to Congress and the president in March 2020, which is what, another 2 months from now. This past January, while it continues to hold hearings in communities across the country, it released the first interim report. The report found that the Selective Service is a mystery to most Americans who were not aware that all men ages 18 to 25 have a legal obligation to register case of a draft. Although the draft was abolished in 1973, the Selective Service registration requirement was resumed in 1980, when after the Soviet Union invaded the Afghanistan and capability to conscript was again deemed critical to the national defense, the system was registering for Selective Service is passive. It occurs when you apply for your driver's license, federal student aid. Most American males aren't even aware that they register for the draft. You see? And you see how Esau, he slid it in. He slid it into his legislations, man. How many of you don't went to college, graduated or not, apply for federal student aid? The majority of them, the FAFSA signees are Jakes, man. How many of you, Jake? How many of you got driver's license, man? A lot of Jakes, a lot of Edomites and other nations here. They got what? They got them driver's license. You signed up for the draft, man. So a lot of you say, "Well, I ain't signed up for the draft, or I'm retarded. I can't fight in the draft." Well, that's gonna be left up for them, man, because you already signed up for it and didn't even know you did it. Furthermore, the commission. Oh, you got it, brother.
Kind of like you can't vote without signing up for the selected services. Even to just applying for colleges, it's mandatory to sign up for the selective services. Like you don't even have to be accepted in, but just to apply,
Right.
And like you said, driver's license. Probably. I think I remember when I was getting a job, I had to sign up for the selective services. So I mean, there's no way around it, man. The Most High is setting this up for if you're one of the 2/3 of these heathen nations, man, you're going to be called to the Valley of Jehoshaphat, man. Point blank, period.
That's right. Furthermore, the commission interim report deals explicitly with the numbers we'd be talking about. If a draft ever again occurred under the military's current standards, 71% of Americans ages 17 to 24 do not meet the physical or mental qualifications for military service. 71%. That's a lot. That's almost damn near 3/4, man, of America. It says people often assume the draft was compulsory for the entire generation, but this was never the case of those killed in Vietnam. The war mostly inextricably linked to the draft. 69.3% were volunteers. To wage war, America has always had to create a social construct to sustain it, from the colonial militias to the French aid and revolution to the introduction of the draft, the first ever income tax fund, the Civil War, to the war bonds and industrial mobilization of World War II. In the past, a blend of taxation and conscription meant it was difficult for us to sustain a war beyond several years. Neither citizens nor citizen soldiers had much patience for commanders or commanders in chief who muddled along. Take, for example, Washington reading Thomas Paine's The American Crisis. I'm not going to read all of that. So it says, today, the way we wage war is ahistorical, and seemingly without end. Never before has America engaged in a protracted conflict with all volunteer military that was funded primarily through deficit spending. Of course, current 22 trillion national debt, which that's 23 trillion now, approximately 6 trillion is a bill for the post 9/11 wars. It says they have become America's longest, surpassing Vietnam 12 years. It's been by design. In the aftermath of 9/11, there was virtually no serious public debate about war tax or a draft, And then here's another article. After a court ruling Here's what's next for women in the draft. The federal decision Friday, this is February 2019, says that a law requiring men but not women to register for the U.S. military draft is unconstitutional, has no immediate impact on women or the U.S. selective service system, but it does revive debate about whether the country needs military draft system, and if so, whether all 18-year-olds, regardless of gender, should be required to register. Judge Gary Miller of the U.S. Southern District of Texas ruled Friday that the Military Selective Service Act discriminated on the basis of gender. And you got all these women talking about we're equal, gender rights for everybody. Well, guess what? Your ass is going to fight. You're going to fight that war for Uncle Sam, man. He said the U.S. Selective Service System argument in defense smacked of an archaic and overboard generalization about women's preference. The argument, as interpreted by Miller, included concerns that a draft for both genders would have a negative impact on military recruitment because women might believe they will be forced into combat positions if they enlist, which they will be. You will be. What you think, you just gonna sit back in the back of the line looking pretty? Nah, you're gonna fight. You're gonna fucking fight, man.
You know what I'm saying? The brother GMS Watchman of Yahushua, he said, I was in basic with some window licking ease, like Esau's, Edomites. As long as you can walk and breathe, they got a spot for you. So that's right, man. Like you try to play that role of, I'm not physically able. Man, they'll put you on artillery, man. Drive a Humvee. You got a driver's license. You're qualified. Get in there, man.
Get in there. That's right, man. That's right. It says, at its core, the defendant argument rests on the assumption that women are significantly more combat adverse than men. Miller wrote, the ruling does not order the federal government to change its policy on who must register, nor does it make any recommendations to the Congress, which would have to change the laws governing selective service systems to require women to sign up. And then it says right here, women may soon, this is published of March 4, 2019, women may soon have to register for the draft. It's long overdue because you already got women in service anyway. A federal judge ruling last month that the exclusion of women from selective service registration is unconstitutional has returned an age-old debate to the forefront. Does making the military more inclusive threaten military preparedness? Critics have long, and I'm not going to read this too much, but critics have long alleged that integrating formerly excluded groups into the military advance social equality at the expense of military efficiency. The basic claim has been used repeatedly throughout the U.S. history to oppose women as well as African American, which they let niggas sign up to the military now, and women, but African Americans and LGBTQ Americans serving in the military, never mind compulsory service. But each of these cases, the fundamental premise behind the charge has been 100% false. Drafting women cannot turn the military into a social experiment because the military has always been a social experiment. The inseparable nature between national defense and domestic social concerns ensure that who serves will always reflect social judgment and values that go far beyond the military necessity. So, hey, man, just get ready, man. And you got another one. A judge has ruled male-only military draft unconstitutional. What happens now? What happens now is you women going to war. You got something, brother?
No.
I got a precept. This is Ezekiel 39:11. And it shall come to pass in that day that I will give unto Gog a place there of graves in Israel, in a valley of passengers on the east of the sea. It shall stop the noses of the passengers, and there shall they bury Gog and all his multitudes, and they shall call it the valley of Hamon-Gog, right? Because when this after that third world war happens, the first job for you super elite is going to have to bury all these Russian troops over there in the Middle East, man, which is going to be called the Battle of Hamon-Gog. And not only they're going to be over there, but other soldiers too, American troops, All of them, they're all gonna be there. You got something, brother?
That word, I was just gonna add that word Hamongog means multitude of Gog.
Yeah, multitude.
Because it's gonna be known like, oh, this is where these people of God got effed up, man, and numerous multitude, man.
Yeah. In 7 months shall the house of Israel be burying of them that they may cleanse the land. And we not gonna bury shit. You heathens gonna do it. All the people of the land shall bury them. It shall be to them a renown that day that I shall be glorified, saith the Lord power, Yahweh by Shem Shai. And they shall sever out men continuing employment, passing through the land to bury with the passengers those that remain upon the face of the earth, to cleanse it. And after the end of 7 months shall they search. And yeah, you got it.
And that proves that these other heathen, there's going to be some of them left alive after World War III or in Jacob's trouble. But then guess what? They're going right into servitude, man. We're going to say, hey, man, get to digging, man. Dig these bodies.
That's right, man. And it says, and the passengers that pass through the land, when any seeth a man's bones, then shall he set up a sign by it till the buriers have buried it in the valley of Hamongog.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And whose job is that going to be? You super elite, man. You Rothschild, you Rockefellers. You're going to be getting hot, man. You're going to be getting hot. I got another scripture, brother. Isaiah 3:25. It says, I'll start at Isaiah 25. It says, thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty in the war. Which war is that? World War III. So and her gates shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate shall sit upon the ground. So you women, the women that's left here in America, because there's still gonna be women here in America. Not everybody's going to war, but a lot of your men, they're gonna die in the war, man. And you're gonna sit on the ground and you're gonna lament because nobody's gonna be there to defend you, man. And then that's another reason why the next scripture, Isaiah 4:1, and in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach, man. And that one man is going to be a man of the Lord, man. A lot of you women, you're going to be ready. You're going to be on the market, man. And it ain't going to be like no goddamn tender slide. We're going to take you out to eat, and we're going to seek your approval, bitch. You're going to be seeking our approval, man. Because we're going to be the pick of the litter, man. The Lord said he's going to make a man more precious than fine gold, man. 1, it ain't going to be no competition for us. And 2, it ain't going to be no competition because we're going to be spiritually endowed. 3, you know what I'm saying? You women going to see that the Most High is with us and protecting us, and you're going to try to latch on, man.
God, and like I was telling the brother before, that's another way to dodge the draft if you're a woman, is if you're pregnant,
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're going to have midgets be looking to get pregnant when that draft comes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or if they do get drafted, they're going to be like, man, I got to get pregnant.
I got to get knocked up before that's happening. So you're going to try to escape the draft through pregnancy, man. Let me see if they got anything on the line about that. Escape the draft. Because that's the first thing they're going to go to, man. They're trying to get pregnant. Yeah, here we go right here. Questions for the Pentagon about drafting. About drafting women, man. This is from 2016. It says, will pregnancy and or motherhood be a disqualifying condition that enables women to avoid registration for the draft? If so, and given the refusing to register for a draft is a federal felony with a fine up to $250,000 and a 5-year prison term. So you seen that. I don't know if you saw it on that video about how niggas talking about how they gonna be walking into the prison right here. Niggas talking about how they gonna be walking into the prison if they got to get drafted. But you niggas ain't gonna want to do no fucking 5 years, no fucking federal penitentiary, man. You niggas talk that shit. Yeah, me and my homies meeting up in prison after we all refused to be drafted in the service. This is not gonna happen. This is not gonna happen. You see? I say, you see how niggas you acting and shit? Yeah, me and my homies meeting up in prison after we refuse a draft. You niggas don't got no integrity like that to refuse no draft. It's 5 years. That's a long time to get booked, man. You know what I'm saying? And you still gonna die because you're gonna have the chip and America's gonna be destroyed anyway. You niggas gonna be like, I'll take my chance with the gun. You know what I'm saying? It says, what will the penalty be for a woman who intentionally get pregnant to avoid registration for the draft? And how will military authorities know when a woman did so? Similarly, once a woman is drafted and inducted, and knowing the military occupation specialties might not be voluntary, how will military authorities stop her from getting pregnant to avoid combat or any other hazardous duty? Because these bitches are lazy. You don't want to do shit. I was in the army. You hoes are lazy, bro. You bitches are lazy. A lot of you hoes got promoted. A lot of you bitches are E6s and E7s and E9s and whatnot because you let somebody pop you, man. Not because of your hard work, man. He says, will she be sterilized or forced to consume birth control pills or accept implants? And what will be the penalty if the military can prove a woman draftee did indeed get pregnant to avoid the duty? And then he got, will Christian women who believe in God did not equip women to, it says, will Christian women who believe that God did not equip women for combat or even less hazardous military duties and that women combatants? So these are just questions, man.
Yeah, kind of, because they say like I think another way you can get around it is like say it's against your moral or religious beliefs to like kill someone, so you don't have to get drafted. And you know people just lie and be like, oh yeah, I believe that I can't kill anybody or some shit. So it's like, how do you know if they're just saying that so they don't get the death sentence to go overseas?
Yeah, and which they really they taking away that right for exemption by religious purposes, man. That's being taken away anyway. So you're not going to be able to say that. They don't care. Hey, that might be another reason why some of us may have to get thrown in prison, man, because we're gonna refuse to go to the fucking. We're gonna refuse that. We ain't drafted up. Fuck that. We'll wait on the Lord. We'll wait on Yahweh Shai. You know what I'm saying? A lot of brothers might have to go through that situation. I never thought about it until now. The Spirit just had me think about it. Like, yo, like, when that draft comes, brothers ain't going to the motherfucking draft, man. So brothers are either going to be on the run or moving around, or some of them might get booked. But hey, the Lord said, hold fast that what you learn. Matter of fact, I'll get it. I don't know. Paraphrasing. Revelation 2:9, man. Just in case. Revelation 2:9. Brother said they got me signed up for selective service. Yep.
Yeah, it's all good. Hey, I'm signed up too, man. Like it, but I trust in the Lord that He's gonna deliver me out of that.
That's right.
That's all there is to it, man. That's right. Revelation 2:9. I know that works in tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich.
Oh, I'm sorry, 2:10.
2:10. Verse 10. Slack Revelation 2:10. It says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer, including the draft. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison. That's what's going to happen if you avoid the draft, that ye may be tried. That's all it is, a trial, just to see if you're going to, say, hey, nah, I'm not doing that. I got certain beliefs. I believe that's the Valley of Jehoshaphat. I believe that, I got to wait on the Lord to straighten things out. And you shall have tribulation 10 days. That's just a certain amount of time. It could be 10 or it could be, more. It could be some months. It says, be thou faithful unto death. So no matter what comes, man, if you're still alive, you still got to hold your faith. It says, and I will give thee a crown of life. That's the reward, you're going to receive if you just, stick to Yahweh Shai. No matter what what is thrown at, man? A draft. If you see a nuclear missile threat on on the way on the news, hey, like this brother did, man. When this brother that's on the live stream right now, he could tell you about it. He got an alert on his phone saying that ICBMs were coming to Hawaii. And what did he do? He remained faithful, man. That's the spirit that you got to be in. If, Esau says you get drafted, if you get thrown in prison, if you're getting painted like a domestic terrorist. So what, man? If you're doing the right thing, man, and remain spiritual, hey, the Most High, isn't blinded to that fact, all right? The Most High isn't convinced by, whatever fake news that Esau puts up, man. If you work things out with Yahweh Shem Shai, you're going to receive that crown, baby.
That's right. That's right, man. And that's the thing, man. With the draft coming back, hey, we ain't got to worry about these things, man, because we got Yahweh Shem Shai, which is our sure thing, man. It's our sure power, our sure mercy, sure mercies, and the Most High is going to be with us, man. Because we got a lot of brothers that are war age, that's war age, that's between 18 and 25, man. But hey, the Lord's going to be with us, man. That valley of decision, that's for 2/3, man. That valley of decision is for the nations, man, not for the men of the Lord, man. So, you got anything else, brother? That's it.
Yeah, I want to read this real quick. This is Isaiah 65:13. It says, "Therefore, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry." And that ye is talking about the faithless, man. It says, "Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed." All right. So, the Most High's servants, man, they're going to be rejoicing during these times. All right. But the ones that are caught up in it, they're going to be ashamed. It says, "Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit." Right, because we know the draft, man, World War III, that's one of the last prophecies. So We're going to be singing. We're going to be like, dude, the kingdom's right around the corner, bro. But they're going to be like, oh, shit, nah, I got drafted. Fuck that, man. We're going to be like, man, Gucci. Like, all right, put me in prison, man. This shit ain't got much longer.
You ain't gonna do no 5 years, bro. You can forget that. You already know you ain't gonna do no 5 years, bro. Easy, man. That's nothing. They say you gotta go to the bank. All right, whatever. You know what I said? I ain't doing no 5 years. Yahweh Shem Shai he's right here. He's coming. You know what I'm saying? So at that point, like the brother said, World War III come. Hey, Yahweh Shai is gonna be there. He's gonna be fighting. They're gonna be trying to fight him, and he gonna be there with the angels, man, protecting us. And destroying this place, man, and destroying these armies, man. So yeah, like the brother said, you ain't got to worry about no 5 years, man. You ain't got to worry about no 250,000 because the money system is going to be destroyed too, man. Right along with this place, man. So if that's the case, man, we go in there with our head up high, man, and our spirit humble to Yahweh Shai, man. You got it.
Revelation 3:10, and a brother posted it. I forgot which brother. They're posting a lot of scripture. Oh, brother Tazakia Yahweh, Khan. It says, "Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth." So, the ones that have kept his word, practice his law, statutes, and commandments, prophesying, pushing this word in all truth and sincerity in whatever way possible, the Most High is going to keep us during that temptation, So I mean that's all there is to it, man. It's not like a mystery, Matter of fact, it's going to say the scriptures talk about they're going to know who his servants are, through the salvation, man. Like I've read in Isaiah, like the servants are going to be eating, they're going to be drinking, they're going to be rejoicing, man. Isaiah 4:1, women are going to take hold of one man. All right. So, I mean, it's going to be, that's all there is to it, man. Just be diligent, keep your faith, man. Hold on fast to what thou hast. And you're Gucci, man. Look at the generations of old. when it has a righteous man that, you know, called upon Yahweh Shemel Shai, you know, prayed, fasted, and you know, was faithful. When have they been forsaken, man? That's all there is to it, man.
That's right, man. So hey, with that, man, we want to give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, say double honor to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone for teaching this word in truth and sincerity and for ruling well. And salutations to our fellow Akim. Keep pushing, keep striving. And we almost out of here. Hey, shalom, brothers.
Shalom.